Sagittarius Daily Horoscope for July 30th, 2022. Daily Horoscope. You have the ability to simply believe that everything will work out. You don't make detailed plans because you like to live in the here and now. You are very adaptable when the need arises. The moon makes you idealistic and romantic. You don't look before you jump off the cliff. The transit moon square Jupiter gives a general feeling of well-being and ease, but on the contrary it results in any dramatic event. Pro-socializing is common, but you may also need to be wary of overindulgence when it comes to food, alcohol, and drugs. You may experience mood swings, and changing tastes can present difficulties if you have an insecure character. When the sun falls in the 7th house, it must be clear that relationships with others make a lot of sense. It happens even more when we speak in terms of a couple, but of a real couple, of coexistence with that couple that could be forever, and not of passing love. The sun arrives in your 7th house to make you settle down. With moon opposing Mercury ruling prejudices, habits and primal instincts, other influences on your thinking may include addiction and racism. Debate topics and sensitive negotiations are best avoided for the time being. A more productive exercise would be to spend some time in reflection, or chat with a mentor about some of the inner feelings you feel that are holding you back. You are ready to make new friends. Your social circle may have changed a lot in the last few months. You will be interested in being with a different group of people. Think about the hobbies, themes, and spiritual pursuits that inspire great passions in you. Then find a social environment where people with similar characteristics meet. You will enjoy connecting with people who share your interests. Join a club, a new place of worship, or sign up for a workshop. You are in one of those periods when you need a guide. This is a time when one wants to learn from the masters in the field, even if it means putting oneself in the role of a disciple. This is a wonderful change for you, especially since you are often the one teaching others. This kind of recycling can only do you so much good. If there is a topic you want to study, now is the time to cover it. Control your impulses that encourage you to speak too quickly. There are other approaches, especially take your time. You are less relaxed and less self-confident, which brings you some setbacks. It's time to give yourself a break to relax and get rid of the accumulated stress. The atmosphere does not push you to surpass yourself, but your negligence today could harm you tomorrow if you do not impose a minimum of discipline and rigor in your activities. Daily Tarot Reading. This is a turning point in your life. You will have to give careful consideration to all aspects of the situation and make an important decision about your future. You are well aware of the fact that you have to make a new start in your life, but you feel pessimistic and intimidated by the future. You are clinging to the past and the present, and this is holding you back from making the right decision. You will have to overcome your insecurities and put a definitive end to the emotionally draining situations that are hindering your personal growth. Daily Career Tarot. The radical changes currently taking place in your professional and financial life are stressing you out. You are doing everything in your power to restore stability in your career and finances. You are trying to come to terms with an unpleasant situation that has recently arisen in your work environment and to find ways to escape the problems you are faced with and the dead end you have reached. You are making sacrifices and neglecting your personal life in order to put your financial affairs back in order. Health. The main indication of Uranus in the 6th house is that it causes strange, subtle and sometimes sudden or violent illnesses. In most cases they will be nervous or in some way can affect the will, interfering with the connection between the sensory and motor apparatus. You are free to do whatever you want. So put your enthusiasm and your creative gifts to light to color this day as you wish and have a good time with your loved ones. Today you will feel that you are in a hurry all day. The speed of events will surprise you. There will also be many contradictions in the environment. One moment a deal will seem to go one way and then it will instantly change direction. The stock market will also be volatile. Try to stay cool and be ready for just about anything. You're a little too spontaneous, you could slip up unintentionally. Demystify the situation, we won't hold it against you for very long. Work. The presence of Uranus in the 6th house can be somewhat unfavorable. It can generate energy that makes you corrupt and insensitive to your employees or coworkers. Your desk or workstation will often look like a mess. Natural creativity and the desire to do mundane things differently and more efficiently are your forte. The first hours of the day are a little difficult. Either you have trouble communicating with someone, or a misunderstanding disrupts your exchanges. Postpone important contacts until tomorrow, if possible. This is a good day to cross tasks off the list. Your mind will focus on concluding all those issues that have been accumulating in your life. You'll run errands, set up doctor's appointments, and finish other small tasks. You will feel relief after taking care of these things. There is something that is important to you, being organized thing that is. Money and luck. Pluto in the 2nd house may be struggling to survive under a pile of debt, and forced into bankruptcy, or left to survive on a small income. This type of situation can create resentment and envy towards people who have money and lead a comfortable lifestyle. You feel an extreme need to find more balance in your budget forecasts. The dialogues bring back old fears, to be overcome. This is the time to ask substantive questions about a good management plan to implement. A creative project, perhaps one where you could earn money, could very well be the focus of your attention today. Perhaps you have been writing, or planning to teach a class. If you haven't made such plans yet, you should give this idea some thought. Your physical and mental energy are both high, and you should make the most of it. Success in these fields is sure to happen if you start doing something to make it happen today. Love. Aries in your 5th house is characterized by passion and romance. You may be subject to frequent amorous and romantic impulses, whose characteristic is both your rapid effusiveness and equally rapid disappointment. Extremes are common in Aries. Today you will not be able to get the romantic ideas out of your head. You must recognize that this has been a year full of highlights for you and that things are at a turning point again. There are prolonged cycles that are in a critical stage and you must choose carefully where you will put your energy. If your mind remains focused on romance and seduction, you run the risk of overlooking other very important aspects of your life. Situations encourage you to relax, willy-nilly, and to put aside your individual claims to make room for collective harmony. The sky favors the resolution of certain situations through dialogue and compromise. As a couple, today, you will have to be sure to stay well connected to the voice of the heart if you want to maintain your beautiful bond and continue to surf on tender and sensual waves rather than swimming in a lake on fire. The best to do is follow your intuition. Single, bet on a romantic evening to attract a potential conquest. A few candles, an accomplice, moonlight, and voila. On the other hand, beware of lies and pretenses under this capricious influence. Empathy marks your every word and action today. You are probably going to learn something about your partner today that can have a long-term effect on your relationship. The information is not necessarily negative, but it will present a completely new facet of the personality of your partner. It will come as a complete surprise, even shock to you. You need to adjust your attitude unless you want to inflict some very serious damage to your relationship. You need to have an empathetic attitude and a willingness to listen to the other side of the story. This will actually come very easily to you. You may even surprise yourself with your own attitude. You are ready to adopt a completely non-judgmental attitude. Instead, you will feel sympathy and a sense of oneness with your partner. With your own unique viewpoint, you have the potential to turn a bad situation into something that can impart a high degree of solidarity to your relationship. Your partner has been rather apprehensive about this information that you received today. She had tried to prepare you with hints about this, but you have completely missed them all. Knowing you, your partner has imagined a number of scenarios as you come to know of the facts. But one thing that your partner never imagined is that you will adopt a sympathetic attitude and will be exactly able to understand what your partner is feeling. As a result, your relationship reaches greater depth today. Lucky color: brown, amber, ruby. Lucky number: 6, 31, 90. Love Tarot card. Today's Love Tarot deck yields the Fool card in a reversed position. When the Fool arrives upside down, remember to look before you leap. Otherwise, you might fall flat on your derriere. Today's theme is caution. Avoid making hasty decisions. They may come back to haunt you later. Double-check any emails or texts before hitting send. Impulsive or careless communication can result in problems between you and your lover. Soberly review past romantic missteps and consider how to avoid repeating them. The universe might offer a buffet of temptations to trick you into embarrassing mistakes today. If your sexy yet unreliable ex-lover sends you a text, don't reply. Sometimes this card suggests childishly selfish behavior. Don't insist that your lover skip work to satisfy your notions of spontaneity. This card can also mean Peter Pan-like person unwilling to have an adult relationship.